All right, microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what time it is. And y'all know who y'all looking at. I want to welcome each and every last one of y'all into another crossover episode of Club Pizzle's Picks. I am, of course, your host, Don P. You can call me Pizzle. You can call me P. You can call me Unk. You can call me Pie God. Y'all know what it is. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for y'all's continued support of this podcast and of this platform. I greatly appreciate everybody out there. Happy New Year to everybody. Because this is really the first official Club Pizzle of 2024. I hope everybody's New Year was cool. Mine was pretty quiet. I spent it at home, and I actually was sick. I got sick. Shout out to my grandson for getting me sick. Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. When kids get sick, they do not give a damn who they give the code to. But it is what it is. I wasn't feeling very well going into the new year. I start feeling it New Year's Eve as I'm sitting at home. I'm just feeling like I wasn't feeling good. So, I was home, and when the ball dropped, I kissed my wife on the cheek. I gave my grandson a hug. I walked through my front and my back doors, and my ass was in the bed by 12:15. That was my New Year's. I hope y'all's was a little bit better than mine because mine wasn't shit. Quick programming note. I will be doing these Club Pizzle's picks for the next couple of weeks, at least until the Super Bowl. Be on the lookout on January the 27th or the 26th. Be on the lookout for Pizzle's picks for the Royal Rumble because I'm doing one for that. I'm planning on doing one for that. So be looking for that. Okay. And that's that, man. That's pretty much it. Like, my birthday's coming up. I have no idea what I'm doing for my birthday. I'm probably not gonna do anything for my birthday. I'm probably gonna chill. Turning 40 for the second time. Who knows? But let's get to it, man. We here for a good time, not a long time. It was a very interesting 24 hours. Because in 24 hours, I'm not going to say the past 24 hours. Or can I say the past 24 hours? The past 24 to 36 hours. We have gotten retirement announcements from Pete Carroll, Nick Saban, and Bill Belichick. Arguably, not even arguably, the three greatest football coaches, period, college and pro, coaches of all time retired. Pete Carroll is in a class he's in a class of two. National championship in college and a Super Bowl. Him, Jimmy Johnson. Barry Switzer might be there. I'm not all the way sure. I have to fact check it. But I know Jimmy Johnson has one. Jimmy Johnson won a national championship, and he went on to the Dallas Cowboys and won 2 Super Bowls. Pete Carroll, y'all know his run at USC, and y'all also know his record as Barry Switzer is a part of that. Barry Switzer, Jimmy Johnson, and Pete Carroll. Or did Jimmy Johnson win both? I'm pretty sure Jimmy did do both. Jimmy Johnson won a national championship, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. National champ, yeah. Jimmy Johnson, Barry Switzer, Pete Carroll. It's a class of 3. That's, might as well say class by itself. He was, I'm not sure if it's a retirement. The reports are he's out as the Seattle Seahawks head coach, and they're trying to move him to an advisory role. So it's basically like, we're firing you, but you've done such a great job here. We're going to give you the dignity of saying that we've decided to part ways. And we're going to give you a job as a consultant or a higher up job in the front office. We're going to move you upstairs. That's what these slick ass NFL owners and teams do with these greats, except for Jerry Jones, who just flat out fired Tom Landry back in 1989. Pete's happened sometime early yesterday. Last night, the news broke that Nick Saban was retiring from the University of Alabama. Salute. Let me. 17 seasons at the University of Alabama. 6 national championships. College football playoff damn near every year. Played in 8, or let me see. A lot of those he played in a couple of national championship games and he lost. He lost to Clemson. He also lost to Georgia. Lost to Ohio State in the playoff. But he won 6 of them things. Greatest college football coach of all time, if you ask me. And also, if you're asking me, at this point in Nick Saban's career, he's 72 years old, right? College football, as we know it, is about to change. And I'm going to get to that. With NILs and the transfer portal, that is a lot to have to deal with on the recruiting trail. And you're 72 years old, and you've been putting in these 14-hour days for, just even scale it down to the 17 years he's been at Alabama. Not even counting his time with the Miami Dolphins. Not even counting his time with LSU. Not even counting his time with Michigan State. Not even counting his time with the Cleveland Browns. And I'm going to get to that too in a minute. That's a lot of time. He was with the Cleveland Browns back in the 90s. He's D coordinator back in Cleveland. I'm going to get to that. That's a lot of time to put in. 14-hour days. You got kids. You got grandkids. You're 72 years old. You notice that the game is changing, and you notice that the game is not changing in your favor. If I'm in the brand of Nick Saban, and I'm not, and again, let me reiterate, I am just a dude with a podcast, okay? I am a dude who loves sports. I am a dude who loves to talk sports. And I am just a person with a podcast. I am not an insider. I am not a journalist. I will never disrespect the people out there who are journalists by calling myself a journalist. I would never disrespect the insiders out there and the sources out there by calling myself a source or an insider. I am someone who loves sports, and I am just a dude with a podcast. And I do it very, very well, if I do say so myself. And I'm just giving my theory and my opinion on what I think with Nick Saban. Now, he has an interview out on ESPN. Y'all can go and view that whenever y'all need to. Just wait till after this is over with, and then y'all can go and do that. If I'm in the mind of Nick Saban, I'm 72 years old. I'm looking around. I'm seeing Dabo Sweeney, who's an Alabama alum. I'm looking around. I'm seeing Lane Kiffin, who coached on my staff. I'm seeing Kirby Smart, who followed my blueprint and has won 2 national championships. I'm seeing Mario Cristobal, who has coached under me. I'm looking around. I'm seeing primetime Deion Sanders out in Colorado doing his thing. I'm seeing these younger coaches who are 30 years, 20, excuse me, who are 20 and 30 years my junior. I'm seeing those guys, and I'm saying, why should my old ass continue to walk in these kids' living room and sit in these kids' living room and try to get them to come to my school when Deion Sanders is coming and sitting on the same couch and saying, hey, you can come play for me. I'm about to build something out here. I'm not coming. I'm here. I'm 72 years old. I got kids. I got my grandkids. I want to be able to enjoy my grandkids. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I really do not want to be working in my 70s. If this here thing just so happens to pop off for me, and I'm 40 years old right now. So let's just say maybe at my 41st birthday. No, my 41st birthday. I know I joke about, yes, I'm going to be turning 40 for the second time, but my 41st birthday is in 10 days. Something happens for me, and I'm able to make something happen with this pod thing like I want it to happen. 10 years, maybe even 9, 10 to 15. 55, I'm out of here. I made my money. I got my investments. All of my children are grown and the fuck out of my house. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Grandkids at this point are teenagers. And it's like my oldest 2 grandkids are in their 20s doing something productive in life. Youngest grandbaby is a teenager. I want to be able to enjoy them. I want to be able to enjoy it. I want to be able to, if it's happening, I want to be able to go to Hendrix High School football games, or Hendrix High School basketball games, or Hendrix High School, whatever he's doing in high school. At this point, in my 50s, 55. Okay, it's about 55. Without having to worry about, oh, I got to record a pod this day, or oh, I got to do this. I got to make sure the team is right. I got to make sure I got all of this. I got to make sure. And hopefully by that time, I got the whole team together and I can just dish out and dole out the responsibilities as I see fit. But if something happens to me right now at 40, at 55, I'm fucking finished. So Nick Saban at 72 years old now. All right, the game is creeping up on me. The game is almost passing me by. These dudes can be my fucking grandchildren right now. And I got guys who are my kids' age, and some of them could be my grandkids' age, coming into this profession, head coaching. With all of this NIL stuff and all of this transfer portal shit, I'm about to get up out of here. Because I'm still old school and I still want to be able to sit down and tell this kid, hey, if you come play for me for 4 years or 3 years, I can get you a national championship. Instead of, if you come here, I got $1 million for you. $1 million. Nick's not even getting a fucking lemonade. And these parents are like, we need $2 million. He's 72 years old. He don't want to deal with that. Do you think he wants to deal with that? I don't think so. So happy retirement, Nick Saban. Best college coach to ever do it. He coached at Michigan State. He coached at LSU. He coached at Alabama. He has a total of 7 national championships. He has, in his tenure at Alabama, he has 44 first-round picks and only 29 total losses in 17 years. Y'all do the fucking math. Now, I mean, they're trying to find the heir apparent. Nobody knows. Dan Lanning at Oregon already said, no, I'll be here. He got on social media and said, don't even put me in that. So now the big question is, who do they call to come and replace Nick Saban? Nobody knows. I don't think Coach Prime is going to go. I haven't seen him post anything on social media, so I can't say about Coach Prime, but I'm pretty sure the answer is no for Coach Prime. He's just laying roots at Colorado, and it would be really fucked up for him to leave that. Shout out to Coach Prime. I'll see him repping it today with the Coach Prime tee. Y'all know how I do, man. I'm always dressed for the occasion. And finally, this morning it broke. Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots have decided to part ways. Now, and I think I might have said something about it here on Club Pizzle. It has been talked about probably for maybe 2 months or halfway through the NFL season that this possibly was going to be the last dance for Bill Belichick. I'm going to say this, and y'all can do whatever y'all want. Y'all can do with this as you may. Bill Belichick is the greatest fucking football coach of all time. And I don't give a damn what y'all say. 6 Super Bowls in 24 years, 23 years up in New England. I don't want to hear it's because of Tom Brady. Shut the fuck up. I'm not trying to hear that shit right now. This is celebration. I'm going to take this time to give Bill Belichick his props. Cleveland sports fans, what I need y'all to do right now is sit down and shut the fuck up. Because a lot of y'all out there, and it's not a lot, it's not everybody, but it's a lot of y'all. It's a lot of y'all old fucks. Yeah, I'm on my bullshit. And I'm not supposed to be kicking y'all back in, but I promise y'all, this is the last time. I'm not kicking Browns fans back in 2024. I promise y'all, I made a promise that I wasn't going to do it, but I'm promising y'all here right now on January the 11th, 2024, this is my last time. Y'all only hate Bill Belichick because he cut Bernie Kosar. That is the reason why y'all hate him. Y'all sent this man death threats while he was in Cleveland in 1995, where Art Modell decided to move the team, and it wasn't even Bill Belichick's fucking idea, or it wasn't even his fucking choice. Bill Belichick was here to coach that team. That team had Super Bowl aspirations. That team was in first place. When that announcement was made, y'all started sending death threats out in Berea. There was bomb threats out in Berea, evacuating the fucking building. Y'all put that shit on Bill Belichick because Art Modell had left fucking town and left Bill Belichick holding the fucking bag. It's 2024, y'all. It's time for y'all to fucking be honest about it. And y'all was still mad at Belichick for cutting Bernie Kosar 2 seasons prior. We all seen and we all know, and we can all look back at it now. His skills were diminishing. In those seasons that Bernie was with the Browns and Belichick was here, the Browns were not a very good team because he was trying to build something. And Vinny Testaverde was the better quarterback. It's time for y'all to stop the bullshit. It's time for y'all to be honest. It's time to be honest. Let that shit go. Art Modell announced that he was moving the team and let Bill Belichick and his fucking coaching staff here to deal with that shit. Let's be honest about it. Time to start being honest. Let that shit go. The success didn't come how y'all wanted it to come, but best believe it was going to come. They had just come off of an 11-5 season, won a playoff game, and had Super Bowl aspirations. And had Art Modell decided, I'm going to keep this team here, that team probably would have won the Super Bowl that year. They probably would have beat the Dallas Cowboys. Because we saw them beat the Cowboys the year before. Right? Right? We'd have gotten over that Pittsburgh Steelers hump. And whoever was contenders at that time in 1995. Just had to get that out. Speaking of Belichick in Cleveland, Nick Saban was his defensive coordinator at that time. Bill Belichick really built the Avengers of coaching staffs for the next 30 years while he was here in Cleveland. When he got here in 91, Nick Saban, Eric Mangini, Scott Pioli, Dimitrov, who was in Atlanta, Ozzie Newsome was here. It was so many guys. current Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz. So many guys who were here from 91 to 95 were on Bill Belichick's coaching staff. He literally built the coaching Avengers. And had Art Modell not moved this team to Baltimore, and I still feel a way about that. I still feel like they should have let Art Modell keep these fucking colors and these fucking records and take it to Baltimore with him. And let Cleveland start anew. But no, you motherfuckers love tradition so much. Who knows? Clean the slate. They should have let the Rock Hall and the Science Center have that fucking land there. Turn that shit into a parking lot. Build a stadium elsewhere. Build us a fucking dome. Get the fuck off the water. I'm off on a tangent, but y'all know what I mean. Happy, I don't even know if it's retirement, but Bill Belichick, greatest coach of all time, no longer in New England. Who's his heir apparent? Gerard Mayo is the leading candidate. I thought Mike Vrabel's name might come up since he doesn't have a job right now. But people in Columbus, if he takes a year off and Ryan Day looks like shit next year, that's your guy. That's your guy. Michigan won the national championship. They won the college football playoff. Beat Washington. Y'all lucky my week went the way it went. Y'all lucky shit started happening the way that it happened. Because y'all know I was going to come here and sit down in front of this camera with a Michigan t-shirt on just to stick it to y'all. I actually had plans to address Buckeye Nation, but I'm not, because why the fuck? I'm not going to kick anybody's back in 2024. That is my plan. I'm going to talk the sports. I'm going to give y'all my ideas. I'm going to give y'all my opinions without kicking Cleveland sports fans' backs in 2024. Cross my heart, cross my fingers, pinky fucking swear. Cleveland sports fans, don't give me a reason, or give me all the reasons y'all want. You know what y'all can do, what y'all do. I'm not going to kick y'all back in this year. I promise. At least for 2024. Now, if I get about 6 months in, we'll see how the rest of the Cavalier season goes. But I'm not going to kick y'all back in. Moving on. Before I move on, congratulations, Michigan Wolverines, on winning the national championship. I know a lot of y'all are salty about that, but it is what it is, man. As a fan, you have that right to be salty. And as a person who does a podcast, as a dude with a podcast, as a person who is a sports fan, as a person who respects and loves watching championship games and loves watching celebrations, I am going to offer my congratulations, and I am going to do it with class. I'm going to tell y'all this. There are only a few teams that if they win a championship, I'm going to throw mad shade at. The Pittsburgh Steelers are at the top of that fucking list. The Boston Celtics are number 2 on that list. And the Florida State Seminoles are number 3 on that list. And the Florida Gators are right there. But other than that, unless you beat my team in the championship, unless you beat my Cleveland Browns, or you beat my Cleveland Cavaliers, or the Miami Hurricanes, I don't give a fuck who wins. I'm going to give you congratulations. That's just how I am. That's just how I move. And if y'all got a problem with that, okay, Dom. No. We're not going to do that. We're going to pod. We're not kicking fans' backs in this year, and we're not opening the Frank stand to the fans this year, Don. That's what we're going to do here. This is Club Pizzle. This is what we do. Ooh, almost went there. Let's look at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, a couple of weeks ago, they sent out a press release. Darius Garland was going to be out with a broken jaw and having jaw surgery. And in that same announcement they put out, Evan Mobley was going to have knee surgery and was going to be out. And it was like, Jesus, the injury bug is just going to bite from Berea to fucking Independence, where the Cavs have their practices, where the Cavs' beautiful state-of-the-art practice facility is. I sat here. Now y'all can go back and look. It's here. I said, if this team can tread water and just stay afloat, they'd be all right. And then I looked at the schedule. The schedule was kind of favorable. Ladies and gentlemen, since the Cavaliers put out that memo and made the announcement that Darius Garland was going to be out with jaw surgery and Evan Mobley was going to be out with knee surgery, the Cleveland Cavaliers are 9-3. Now, I want to apologize to one JB Bickerstaff, because I sat here on this show and said, if they fire him, I sat here and did a whole segment. I don't even have to go into it. I did a whole segment about that. And ever since that segment, the Cleveland Cavaliers are 9-3. I want to take credit, but I'm just going to say Donovan Mitchell has showed up. Karis LeVert has showed up. Jared Allen has came night in, night out. My G League shooter Sam Merrill. Lighten it up. 9-3 in these 12 games, including a victory today out in Paris over the Brooklyn Nets. Darius Garland will probably be back in the next week or two. Evan Mobley, I'm expecting back probably after, either before or right after the All-Star break. And an update, I see Evan Mobley a lot. Evan Mobley, as y'all know, Evan Mobley's brother, Isaiah, plays for the Cleveland Charge. I am a Cleveland Charge season ticket holder. Evan Mobley is, when permitted or when he can, he is at every single Cleveland Charge game supporting his brother, which I think is some of the dopest shit ever. Me and my brother both playing professional basketball in the same city, and I'm there to support him. He's walking normal. And I bumped into him and I said, "Hey, big fella, big dog, how you cup? How you doing? How you feeling? How's the knee?" And he said the knee was cool. He gave me a thumbs up. He said the knee was good. So just want to give y'all that little tidbit. Being a Cleveland Charge season ticket holder and being able to bump into these guys and being able to bump into Evan and him telling me, "Hey, everything's all good here." I'm looking at this Cleveland Cavaliers team. Not only did they tread water without two starting guys, but the fucking boat didn't even sink. The boat didn't do nothing. The boat just kept moving. So salute to my Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, this is when my brain is. I'm just going. Let me move on here real quick. The news broke this week that Mikey Williams, University of Memphis guard Mikey Williams, has decided to enter the transfer portal. If y'all didn't know, quick update: Mikey Williams committed to Memphis, but he ran into a little bit of trouble, and he pleaded out of his little trouble, and his sentence is contingent on what he does between now and I believe a couple of months from now. A couple of months from now, he'll be 19 years old. 19 is the draft eligible age. Hear me out. I don't think Mikey Williams plays a second on a college campus. Mikey Williams' decision is going to either be A, I'm going to sign with the G League Ignite. B, I'm going to sign to Overtime Elite. Or C, I'm going to enter the 2024 NBA draft. Now, he enters the 2024 NBA draft. He hasn't played for a whole year, right? He's probably going to fall to the second round of the draft. Stay with me. I am a diabolical motherfucker, y'all. Stay here with me. Rock with me. Talk to. Just stay on the plane with me. What if he falls to the second round of the draft? Or late first round, or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, the Cavs have a pick swap. It's just a swapping of the picks this year with Utah. I think. Don't quote me. I'm just. Or let's just say he falls to the second round. And he's sitting there at whatever selection that the Cleveland Cavaliers have. Kobe. Big dog. What's up? I'm doing it and I'm not hesitating. If me and the Utah Jazz have pick swaps, and my first round pick is like 17 through 20 or 17, anywhere outside of the lottery, and that kid is not picked, You bet your fucking ass that I am drafting Mikey Williams. Y'all best believe I'm making that move. What if Kobe would do it? Kobe would be the one to do it. And check this out. If y'all would have told me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that the Cleveland Cavaliers, 2 years ago, let's go 2 years ago, that the Cleveland Cavaliers were going to end up with Evan Mobley, Imani Bates, and Mikey Williams, I would call the police on you for crack possession. No lie. I would call and say, hey, they on drugs. But think about it. What if? Because you kind of have to plan for the future. Everybody thinks that Donovan Mitchell is not going to be here. I myself think that this summer, Donovan Mitchell is going to sign some type of extension with the Cleveland Cavaliers, whether it's a 3-year or a 4-year extension. I believe that's going to happen. I still think Imani Bates needs a little bit of fine-tuning. And that's only because I'm able to be at Cleveland Charge games and watch him do his thing at Cleveland Charge games. He still needs just a little bit of work. I love Imani Bates. Nobody is happier that Imani Bates is in wine and gold. Y'all got to get in line behind me because I'm number one, motherfuckers. I'm telling y'all that. But the possibility in June to bring in Mikey fucking Williams, you bet your fucking ass I'm doing it. If they draft him in the first round, and I'm looking at it from a business standpoint, because I believe that's exactly what's going on with Imani Bates right now. From a business standpoint, I watch a lot of G League games. I'm looking at these crowds. Imani Bates brings people out. Y'all don't think Mikey fucking Williams will fill up Wolstein wherever they're going to play next year? Y'all out of your fucking mind. I'm just throwing that out there, y'all. That's just my crazy brain being a diabolical son of a gun like I am. Just being diabolical here. Now, just throw that out there. Just put that in y'all brain. What if? Y'all can call me crazy, but I told y'all motherfuckers last June. What we gonna do in the draft, Don? What we gonna do in the draft, Don? What's the fucking name that I said? Didn't I tell? What name did I say going into the 2023 draft with our second round pick? What name did I say? Just put it down in the comments. Put it down in the comments. I'm going to look at it, and I promise y'all I will put a heart on it. Moving along. We're going to get to these picks here in a second. But before I get to these picks, there's a little something going on and a little something brewing, or was something brewing and going on between Stephen A. Smith and Jason Whitlock. Now, if y'all been keeping up with stuff like this, y'all know that these two gentlemen don't like each other. Y'all know Jason Whitlock says and takes shots at Stephen A. Smith any chance he gets. And Stephen A., for probably a decade, hasn't responded. But yesterday, he responded. And boy, did he respond. Stephen A. Smith called him everything but a child of God. And Stephen A. Smith said everything but suck my dick to Jason Whitlock last night. If he would have punctuated with opening up the Frank stand, he called this man a bitch. He been calling him fat bastard for about 4 months. He went beyond fat bastard last night. He went to piece of shit. He called this man the fucking devil. I'm paraphrasing, but the man said if you get within 10 feet of him, wrap your arms around yourself to protect your soul. He called the man Cain. Like I said, he did everything but open up the Frank stand on Jason Whitlock. Because Jason Whitlock, again, doing what Jason Whitlock has done for the past decade, said something about Stephen A. Smith. He questioned the credibility of his book. He questioned the credibility of his writing. He even questioned whether Stephen A. Smith played college basketball at Winston-Salem State. I got the hiccups, y'all. And Stephen A. Smith said, I done had about enough. And you know what? Stephen A. Smith, thank you. I'm on Stephen A. Smith's side here. I'm going to tell you why. Jason Whitlock is a smug piece of shit. Exactly what Stephen A. Smith said. I met Jason Whitlock. And I'm gonna tell let me tell y'all this story. I got a story. And I know people are like, Don, you talking about this, but you didn't say anything about the Cat Williams thing. I'm speaking on this situation. I have a story about this situation. In this, what Stephen A. Smith was talking about yesterday, and what Jamel Hill and Howard Bryant and Michael Smith and a host of others confirmed, I can do the same. I can do the same. Come on, Hiccups, don't do this to me right now. Now, way back in 2007, I can't believe I got hiccups right now, but we're going to get this story out. Back in 2007, I was working as an intern for ESPN. And I was working the NBA Finals. The first thing that I did for them, I did the WNBA draft that year. That was the Candace Parker Ivory Latta draft. And I had an opportunity to work the NBA Finals that same year because the Cleveland Cavaliers made it to the finals, LeBron's first finals run. Game 3, as a matter of fact. Game 3. I had the opportunity to meet Jason Whitlock. I'm walking around the arena. I find a place and I stop at one of the media rooms. It was mad media rooms and shit that year down at what was known as Quick and Loans Arena at the time. These hiccups is not gonna stop me from getting this story out. But I walk in this media room. It's a couple of guys sitting in there watching the game. Like the game is on the monitor. The TV's down there. And I go in and I sit and I look and I speak to the guys in the room. And Whitlock is one of them. And I say, hey, I know you. You was on ESPN. You was on the Sports Reporters. I couldn't think of the name right off the top of my head, but I do recognize the face. You was on that. You was on the Sports Reporters. I remember seeing you on Sports Reporters. He looks up at me with the smuggest. Yeah, I was on there. At this time, I'm 24 years old. I'm a young 24-year-old kid. Trying to be respectful, being respectful. Like, oh, man, it was cool. We all go to reach out to shake the motherfucking hand. This motherfucker go and just throw his hand up there like he really didn't want to shake my hand, but he just did it. And I'm like, okay. All right. So as I'm sitting there watching the game, in walks someone who I look at and consider a mentor of mine. Goes by the name of Kendall Lewis. God rest his soul. Kendall. BSK. Cleveland. If you know, you know. If you're in Cleveland and listen to sports talk radio and don't know who Kendall Lewis is, please just go away right now. We ain't got to talk. So Kendall walks in. Hey, Don, what's going on? Oh, Kendall, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Oh, you made it down. You know, me and him are having a conversation, laughing. He's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the thing with ESPN, doing the intern work. You know, I see, you know, and like we just doing our little small talk. And he walks over to Whitlock and they're having a conversation. And I'm a 24-year-old kid. 24-year-old kid, and I'm just sitting back and observing this shit. And the way that Whitlock was talking to Kendall, because I think Kendall was referring to something that he was one of his articles, something in one of his books or something, whatever was out at that time. And just his tone of voice, I'm like, he is a smug son of a bitch. So ever since that point, I've been like, fuck Jason Whitlock. And everything that I've seen from him since then has confirmed my saying, fuck Jason Whitlock. So I'm on Stephen A's side. He is... I'm going to leave it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get to it. As soon as I get these damn hiccups out. How do I get hiccups when I'm recording? A damn near an hour in. All right, y'all know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Pizzle's Picks. Before I go through it, Congratulations to my guy Ray Simpson. YP, he is the winner of the Pizzle's Picks the Pizzle's Picks Bowl Edition. He came out on top of that. And I also want to salute to Don the Bar God, whom I beat in the NFL's picks by one game. It came down literally to the final game. Bills versus Dolphins. I picked Buffalo, and Buffalo got the dub. So salute to Don the Bar God. Again, if y'all in Charlotte, North Carolina, or the Carolinas, hit him up for y'all bar needs. He come to y'all, like, just hit him up like Don Manza. He goes by the Bar Guy. So salute to him. Now, let's get to it. NFL playoffs are here. Do I want to do? All right, I got that out the way. Yeah, let's do these picks. Or do I want to? Yeah, let's do these picks. Saturday, 4:30. The Cleveland Browns travel to Houston to take on the Houston Texans. These teams met in the regular season. The Cleveland Browns went down there and they did work. Now, I know CJ Stroud was out. This is a battle of who it should be just a two-man race for Coach of the Year. DeMeco Ryans has done a great job down in Houston. However, I'm taking the Browns on the road. Joe Flacco, Cleveland Browns, taking that dub. Saturday, 8 o'clock. The Kansas City Chiefs, or the Miami Dolphins, travel to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Miami Dolphins haven't really beaten any winning teams this year, and that's not going to stop here. I know this is the Tyreek Hill revenge game, and I know he missed the game that they played over in Germany. I don't give a damn. Pat Mahomes, come playoff time, the Miami Dolphins defense is very, very depleted. Give me Patrick LeVon Mahomes and Travis Kelce and the Kansas City Chiefs in that one. Sunday, 1 o'clock. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to take on the Buffalo Bills. The Pittsburgh Steelers at 10-7 managed to squeak in the fucking playoffs again. I don't know how Mike Tomlin does it. And Dan Rooney, or whichever Rooney is running the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, give that man a lifetime contract. Put it in his contract that you make the choice of when you want to be out of here. Because for him to take that bullshit of a team with Kenny fucking Pickett and Mitchell fucking Trubisky, who are two of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL, TJ Watt is out. But you got Alonzo Highsmith, who's been playing ball all year. He should get some. He should get more Defensive Player of the Year votes than TJ Watt. Myles Garrett is my Defensive Player of the Year. I'm from Cleveland, and I'm going to leave it at that. But that team 10-7? Shit. I'm taking Josh Allen in Buffalo. They've been on fire. Give me them. Sunday, 4:30. The Green Bay Packers travel to take on the Dallas Cowboys. I got the Cowboys to win that game. Give me Dak and the gang to win that game. I know, Jordan Love, you've been balling, and if he comes out and wins this game, I am going to come on here next week and sincerely apologize to him again because I just didn't believe in him. Sunday night, 8 o'clock, the Los Angeles Rams travel to take on the Detroit Lions in the Matt Stafford versus Jared Goff. These two guys were traded for each other a couple of years ago, and here they meet in the wild card round of the playoffs. I mean, it's primetime shit. But I'm going to take the Detroit Lions to win this game. First playoff game at Ford Field ever. First home playoff game for them, or first playoff game for them in a long time. Or a while. I mean, I think they played one when Calvin was there. But first home playoff game for them in a long time. I think they'll come in and I think they'll knock off the Los Angeles Rams. And finally, Monday night, the Philadelphia Eagles travel to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I really, really want to pick the Baker in this game to light up the Philadelphia Eagles. But I'm going to go with the Eagles in this game. And Baker, if you pull it off, I'll come here and apologize. I'll wear your jersey. I'll wear your Browns Baker Mayfield jersey on this show next week. So to recap the picks, I got the Browns over the Texans. I got the Chiefs over the Dolphins. I got the Bills over the Steelers. The Cowboys over the Packers. The Lions over the Rams. And the Eagles over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ladies and gentlemen, Pizzle's picks. All right, now we done got to the end of the show, and I want to end this like this. I've been talking with my trusted guys. Shout out to Paul Teeple. Shout out to Christopher Cargile. Those are my two guys. Me and those guys have been talking football nonstop for at least the last 4 fucking seasons, right? Those are my trusted football minds. I hit them up both this week. I said, hey, give me a reason or give me reasons to not pick the Browns to win the fucking Super Bowl. Nothing. I mean, Paul gave me a few little things, and it's like, all right, I thought about all of those. Chris didn't give me nothing. I'm going to just tell y'all this. With Joe Flacco and that defense, I'm about to say it. I'm going to say it. The Cleveland Browns are going to the fucking Super Bowl. I said what I said. And with that said, we're going to get out of here. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Club Pizzle. I greatly appreciate y'all. I love y'all. This is the first one of the year. Again, Happy New Year to y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. Always protect your peace. Protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And creators, be great. Stay positive because negative energy is trash. Peace, y'all.